All right, let's talk about something that could completely reframe how you think about building wealth. Forget trying to be a genius stock picker. We're going to explore why the single greatest financial asset you can possibly have is just more time. So let's kick things off with this absolutely staggering fact about Warren Buffett. Think about that for a second. 99% of his entire fortune was created after he turned 50. This isn't some story about a young prodigy making a quick billion. It's a story all about patience and, well, longevity. And this, of course, raises a fascinating question for every single one of us. As we're all living longer, what if our entire model of saving for retirement is just totally outdated? What if your most powerful wealth building years are actually still way out in front of you? Okay, let's really dive into this because Buffett's story holds the key to everything. See, everyone loves to focus on what he invested in, but the real secret, the magic ingredient, is how long he was invested. And it's a secret that's becoming available to more and more of us. And there you have it. Buffett's true superpower wasn't just his brain for finding undervalued companies. It was the fact that he's lived long enough to let the incredible magic of compounding do all the heavy lifting for decade after decade. He's really the prototype for a future where a longer, healthier life gives you an unprecedented runway for your money to grow. So now let's connect that idea to the revolution that's happening right now in health and human longevity. Because honestly, this is where things get really, really exciting. The core idea here is just so powerful. Every extra year of healthy life that we earn through better choices isn't just a gift, it's a massive financial asset. Time is the fuel for the engine of wealth, and we're literally learning how to create more of it for ourselves. And of course, the engine itself is compound interest. I know, you've heard the term a million times, but its true power is almost impossible to really wrap your head around in the short term. It's like a force of nature that only shows its truly explosive potential over very, very long periods. So, what actually happens when we apply this principle not to a normal 30 or 40-year career, but to a 100-year lifespan? Let's just run a little simulation and see the magic for ourselves. Okay, so let's picture a really simple scenario. You start investing a regular amount every month into a broad market index, something like the S&P 500, right from the time you're 20. You don't do anything fancy, no brilliant moves, you just let it ride. By the time you hit age 50, after 3 decades, you've built up a very nice nest egg. I mean, this is what we would all traditionally call financial freedom. It's a huge accomplishment. But believe it or not, this is really just the beginning. But let's keep it going. By age 80, after 60 years of that sweet, sweet compounding, the portfolio isn't just double what it was at the 30-year mark. No way. It's many, many times larger. You can see the growth curve is getting way steeper. You're now substantially wealthy. And now for the part that is just truly mind-blowing. By age 110, after 90 years, the final number is, well, it's astronomical. It's a fortune on a completely different level. The growth in just the last 30 years completely dwarfs all the growth from the first 60 years combined. And this chart illustrates it perfectly. This is the famous J-curve of compounding in action. Just look at that. The first 30-year bar barely even registers compared to that massive leap at the end. All the real life-altering wealth happens at the very, very end of the curve. So, what does this incredible financial power actually mean for us in the real world? Well, it could completely reshape our society and the very idea of what retirement even is. The old model of retirement was all about scarcity and fear, that constant nagging anxiety that you might run out of money. But this new longevity model, it's all about abundance, a future where your assets are actually growing faster than you could ever possibly spend them. Just think about how profound that is for a second. A world where financial insecurity in old age is just gone. A world where poverty among the elderly is something future generations will only read about, like some disease we wiped out ages ago. And this is a really crucial point. This isn't just about piling up a massive amount of money. It's about enabling a fundamentally new, and way better, way of living. It creates this incredibly powerful virtuous cycle. See, financial freedom gives you mental peace. That peace reduces chronic stress on your body, which we all know is a huge factor in our health. Better health gives you more time. And more time, as we've just seen, fuels even more financial growth. It becomes a loop. Health creates wealth, and wealth creates health. This quote just sums it up so perfectly. When you're not constantly stressed out about money, you stop making those trade-offs that are so bad for your health. Instead, you can focus on your well-being, which then becomes the actual engine of your prosperity. It's a total game changer. And this is the real end game. It's not about being the richest person in the cemetery. It's about using your financial resources to live a longer, healthier, more fulfilling life. A life of true, holistic abundance in every sense of the word. So, we'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. If the absolute foundation of a century-long fortune is time, and the foundation of time is your health, what does that say about your priorities? It suggests that the best investment you could ever make might not be in the stock market, but what's on your dinner plate, what you do at the gym, and how well you sleep tonight.